This video will show you how to replace a TrueHone HG3 hollow grinder motor. Turn off all the switches. Press the stop button. Turn off the main power switch and disconnect the power. Remove the splash guard, upper coolant shield, and rear coolant shield. Remove the flare nozzle holder and position the upper coolant flare nozzle and lock line back between the motors. Turn the hand wheel counterclockwise until the grinding wheels and base plates are at maximum separation. Lift and remove the wheel guard. At the front of the right main cover, remove the 4 Phillips screws and the right dresser cover plate. Remove the 8 Phillips screws and the right main cover. Holding one grinding wheel and using a T27 Torx wrench, remove the 4 flathead Torx screws that fasten the grinding wheel to the adapter collar. Remove the grinding wheel. Repeat this procedure for removing the other grinding wheel. Remove the 3 socket head cap screws, which hold the right dresser frame assembly onto the base plate. Remove the socket head cap screw and the right side shield. Place the right dresser frame onto the cabinet top tray. Loosen the 3 set screws that hold the adapter collar onto the motor shaft and remove the adapter collar. Move the mounting bracket to allow access to the motor junction box. Remove the 4 junction box plate hex head screws and remove the junction box plate. Make note of which wires are connected to each other or take a picture. You can also reference the legend plate. Remove the screw holding the 2 ground wires. Disconnect the 3 motor leads. Loosen the cord connector and remove the power cord. Depending on the model and motor hole placement, remove the 4 motor foot bolts and washers, or for models with front motor foot bolt lockdown tabs, just loosen the front motor foot bolts and remove the motor. Wipe down the base plate before installing the new motor. Align the 4 holes of the new motor foot with the 4 base plate motor holes. Return the motor foot bolts and washers to each hole and tighten the motor foot bolts enough to still allow movement of the motor. Slide the motor back until it stops. Slide the adapter collar onto the motor shaft, making sure the 2 set screws are lined up with the channel in the motor shaft. The end of the adapter collar should be flush with the end of the motor shaft. Tighten all 3 adapter collar set screws. Repeat this procedure for mounting the other adapter collar. Slide a motor alignment tool onto the left motor hub and tighten the 4 socket head cap screws. Slide a motor alignment tool onto the right motor hub and tighten the 4 socket head cap screws. Turn the hand wheel clockwise and adjust the motor foot position until the tips of the motor alignment tools are even with each other and cone edges are parallel and centered over the wheel guard cross slide. Finish tightening the 3 outside motor foot bolts. Turn the hand wheel counterclockwise enough to allow access to the front left motor foot bolt. Finish tightening the front left motor foot bolt. Remove the motor alignment tools. Return the power cord to the motor junction box and tighten the cord connector. Reattach both ground wires and reconnect the power supply cord wires to the junction box wires with wire nuts. This completes the wiring hookup, subject to checking for the proper motor rotation. Reconnect the power, turn the main power switch on, and press the forward button. In forward, both motors should be turning counterclockwise. Push the stop button and then press the reverse button. In reverse, both motors should be turning clockwise. It is very important that the HG3 hollow grinder motors are rotating in the same direction. If the motors are not rotating in the proper direction, push the stop button off, turn the main power switch off, and disconnect the power. Switch 2 power leads in the hollow grinder junction box and repeat the previous steps in this section. Once the motors are rotating in the proper direction, disconnect the power and return the junction box plate to the junction box and secure it with the 4 hex head screws. Reposition the mounting bracket. Set the dresser frame assembly back into position and secure it with the 3 socket head cap screws. Slide the left grinding wheel onto the left grinding wheel adapter collar and using a T27 Torx wrench, secure it with the 4 flathead Torx screws. Repeat this procedure for the right grinding wheel. Reposition the right side shield and fasten it with the socket head cap screw. Reposition the right main cover and secure it with the 8 Phillips screws. Reposition the dresser cover plate and fasten it with 4 Phillips screws. Turn the wheel guard adjustment knob counterclockwise, enough to reposition the wheel guard. Turn the hand wheel clockwise until grinding wheels are almost touching each other. Turn the wheel guard adjustment knob clockwise until the wheel guard is almost touching the grinding wheels. Position the flare nozzle in the flare nozzle holder and slide the flare nozzle holder onto the top of the wheel guard. Set the rear coolant shield, upper coolant shield, and splash guard in place. Reconnect the power.